Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Crypto Nobes. In today's video we're going to be talking about my top 3 investment picks for July, as well as why you should question the system. Now if you like anything I bring to you, a like, subscribe or sharing the video really does help my channel out. With that, let's jump straight into the video. So we start off by taking a look at the current market cap. It is at $257 billion, so around about $3 billion has been taken out over the past couple of days. But if you are in this market for the long run, all I can do is try and give you reassurance, purely because with me personally, I have seen Bitcoin go to 2,000, I have seen Bitcoin go to 3,000 to 5,000, and I still stay strong. And here we are, we're back where it always recovers, and that's the main thing. And now the fact that you're getting big people changing their mind on it, that's even bigger in my opinion. So for me now, no matter how low it goes, it's just a buying opportunity. It's a super sale in my opinion, or a fire sale. I want to talk about my top 3 picks for May. Now, why am I picking these 3? Now, I want to simply explain as I go along, but with these 3, I generally feel like they have some of the biggest potential in the whole market. There are obviously quite a few others out there that do have a lot of potential. I'm not one of those people that just say, this coin, that coin is going to make it, and that is be it. I generally think a lot of these cryptos are going to actually make it. I think quite a lot of them are actually going to explode, purely because it's exactly what happened last time. And with the fact that the big institutional investors, the big companies, they're looking at these big coins and these big cryptos, and in my opinion, a lot of them will do well. Now, the first one that I want to show you guys, it's going to be a bit of an obvious one to a lot of people, but it has very good reasons for it, and it's going to be Chainlink. Now, Chainlink is the hottest crypto in the market, and let me try and reassure you or tell you guys why. Now, Chainlink has done absolute bits over the past year. Basically, it is flown up. I remember I bought in at a low price, and I've never looked back. Its chart is one of the most stable charts in the whole entire space. And why are they getting a lot of hype around it? And it is simply because of what they want to do and how they're going to do it. And it's proven that the hype is effectively, the hype is true. Because with Chainlink, a lot of people are saying that the adoption cannot happen unless you have the oracles and stuff like that. Which, to me, Chainlink has been showing how good it can be over the past week. Considering as well, over the past 7 days, the rest of the market took a dramatic hit. But this has recovered, and again it's testing its all-time highs. It's considering the market is as low, if you want to call it that, is as low as it is. Chainlink is testing its all-time highs still, and it's not doing massive dips. And to me, if I can, I'm gonna hopefully be able to buy some if a dip ever does happen. But Chainlink is 100%. It's a big boy. It's one of the top ones. And here's another reason why. Yes, it's Yahoo Finance, but again, it's still a respected to some extent news article. Chainlink link gets listed under leading crypto exchange Paybito. Now again, with this, it's just another big step in the right direction, in my opinion. It's becoming more and more accessible to a lot of people. Chainlink overall, a lot of people are saying that Chainlink can go to $200 and $500, etc. I generally do think that it can do that in time, but I think, tomorrow or next month, I don't think it's going to do that at all. But it is definitely 100% probably the top crypto in the whole market, and it is definitely one to watch, purely because of what they want to do. A lot of people are saying there are 3 phases to cryptocurrency. They're calling Bitcoin the money side of things, they've got Ethereum, the different side of things, and they're saying Chainlink is the final part. Now with Chainlink, it is a big cryptocurrency. I haven't got bags and bags of it, but looking back at it, I wish I did, because how much money it would already be up, considering the potential it does have. So my number 1 pick is going to be Chainlink, and I generally think, if you haven't already looked into it, I'm not advising you to buy it because I'm not a financial advisor, but what I am advising you is to look at it and do your research on it if you haven't already, because it definitely is one that will stand out in the next crypto run, purely because it has not experienced one of the big runs that a lot of the other cryptos have experienced. And for example, Cardano, Chainlink, XRP, Bitcoin, etc., as well as Ethereum, they all went to stupidly high prices. XRP was at $3, Ethereum was at $1,200, Bitcoin was at $21,000. Now, Chainlink has not experienced that yet, and when it does, when the next bull run does happen, I generally think Chainlink is going to blow out the water. And I'm very excited for Chainlink personally, because the potential that it wants to do and how fast it's doing it, and as well as the partnerships that it's doing, it's absolutely incredible. Now, my next pick, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be Zilliqa. Now, a lot of you are probably questioning why Zilliqa, but for me personally, I'm very bullish on it as a whole, purely because of them getting the partnerships with the Singapore bank, as well as other big things. Now, with Zilliqa, I did say in my last video that going up 950% is a bit unhealthy in such a short period of time, and I did expect about a 15 to 20% fallback, and we've had that pullback. Is this the last pullback? Maybe, maybe not. But so far, as you can see here on the last 7-day chart, it pulled back to 0.15 cents, and now it is nicely recovering. So that's a big importance of in my opinion, is the recovery phase of it, because then it will show if whether or not it is just hype. Now, Zilliqa, they're getting these big partnerships with the banks. Now, simply enough, with them, they are effectively, I think, going to be competing with Ethereum. Now, they're committed to delivering a scalable and secure platform for developers and enterprises who wish to build decentralized applications. Now, I'm pretty sure I watched a video on Zilliqa, and they are doing domains and stuff like that, similar to what Shopify and that do, where you can create your own website, but it's under Zilliqa and it's all decentralized. So again, they're making big moves in my opinion. They want to do multiple things as well as getting those big partnerships. So I think Zilliqa is definitely one to watch in the next couple months, in fact the next year, because if they can do successfully what they want to do and it grows as a whole, then simply enough, the potential of it is going to be absolutely ridiculous. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my final pick today is going to be Cardano. Now, many of you may be asking why Cardano, but simply enough for me, Cardano, as well as Zilliqa, as well as Chainlink, the potential in all three of them are unreal. Now, this doesn't mean a lot of people, I personally think, get it confused with, for example, that one cryptocurrency is going to take over and that's it. There's only going to be one winner in this race. And let me tell you now from experience, that is 100% not the case. There is not going to be one cryptocurrency that is the only winner, and every single 5,000 of these cryptocurrencies, however many there are, that doesn't mean that the rest of them are going to fail. Now, a lot of them are going to do very well, and it's a case of each country is individual, each town is individual, each government is individual. Now, that's the beautiful thing of it. Each internet device, as well as platform, Facebook, Twitter, they're all different, but they're big. They've all got money and they all are different. Now, that's the thing about it. They all want to do their own things, etc. So the fact that people try to say that there's only going to be one winner in a race, I seriously cannot see that. I just think some will do better than others in the next bull run, and it's just personally, this is my opinion on what I think will do well in the next bull run. And if you decide that you're going to pick these and put them into your portfolio, all I can advise is that you do your research before buying them, or else I am responsible for your investment mistakes if they end up being a mistake. But to me personally, I wouldn't make videos on these if I generally didn't believe in them, or I generally didn't think they had a potential to do what they want to do. But with Cardano, again, it experienced the last bull run and it went to $1.19. So if you have a look as a whole, considering the price is at now, it's at 8 cents. That is a big gain if we get anywhere near the all-time high. Now, it just depends on how much you stack, etc. That's the same with everything. But with something like Cardano, it's here to stay in my opinion, because it's always stayed in the top side of the leaderboard. It never drifted down to a ridiculously low number. It never flatlined 100% to the point where it's completely dead, and I cannot see with the next bull run coming up something like Cardano, especially with what they're doing with the decentralization and stuff like that, as well as the next few phases. I cannot see them failing personally, but there are many out there that will compete with Cardano, as well as others that could effectively not make it as big as it wants to be. But it's a simple fact of each cryptocurrency has got its own community already, and then it's basically who picks what side. Now, to me, Cardano, Zilliqa and Chainlink, they're going to be hot cryptos, because they have ridiculous potential of what they want to do and how they're going to do it, as well as the partnerships as well that they have got, as well as they're trying to get. Now, I think they're the three that will actually not destroy. I reckon those three are going to have a big bull run in the next phase. And when that happens, a lot of people think that they won't, a lot of people think that they will. But for me personally, those three are almost the three that I'm most confident on. Maybe I would put one more in there or another one more in there. But to me, those three at the moment are three solid picks. Chainlink, I think, will always be in my top picks, but it's just the other two. I believe in them a lot, as well as what they want to do and how they're doing it, as well as the partnerships. But it's a simple fact of, is it going to happen? To me, I think yes. Now, I just want to show you this tweet. This was by the real Kiyosaki. Fed is dead. Loans of zombie CEOs cannot be paid back. In 2020, zombies owe 900 billion with declining income. By 2021, zombies' debt to pass 1.6 trillion. Got silver, gold, or Bitcoin? Accept whatever comes to you, woven in tapestry or destiny. Marcus Aurelius, take care. Now, he has multiple times said big things about this. Now, I want to show you this quickly. This is the whole other part of the video. So if you just wanted to see my top 3 picks, then absolutely fair enough. But if you wanted to potentially learn something new that you didn't learn before or didn't know before, then here we are. This is the next part of the video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is to do with how much countries are bailing out each other as well as themselves in this coronavirus pandemic. Now, simply enough, you can see here in this chart, top 20 coronavirus spending packages. There is a lot. There is so far a lot with Canada as well as America. They're all giving out stimulus packages, and it's a simple fact of, where are they getting this money from? Where are they borrowing this money from? Now, I'm going to show you a video here how simple it is to printing and creating new forms of money in the economy.
We produce over 50% of the nation's currency here. There's only 2 places in the United States that produce United States paper currency. One is right here in Fort Worth, Texas, and the other one is in Washington, D.C. Our employees here go through an apprenticeship program that are plate printers and bookbinders and pressmen. And when we talk about a family, this really is a family here. There's generations of pressmen and printers.
Now, I just wanted to show you that quickly, simply because that is how money is created. If none of you ever realised where it comes from, etc., it basically is printed out of thin air, and that's why it's a problem. I want to show you this. I spent a while trying to look for this, and it was the first vote of the packages to do with the whole pandemic at the moment. And this is what one of the things the guy did say, and it's very, very true in my opinion. Here we go.
Mr. Speaker, please yield 1 minute. The gentleman from West Virginia, Mr. Mooney.
Gentleman from West Virginia is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There are good parts of this bill. The things President Trump asked for at the very beginning, like tax relief for employers, help for those who lost their jobs, funding for the medical community and first responders. And I thank President Trump for his excellent leadership. I had a couple ideas I'd like to offer as amendments to this bill, but this is a closed process. 435 members of Congress can't even offer amendments. That's not the way we're supposed to make legislation, especially one that spends $2 trillion. There are parts of this bill that's also unrelated to the coronavirus. $1 billion for Amtrak, money for National Public Radio and the arts. But what we're not talking about is how we're going to pay for this. $2 trillion. We all agree about spending $2 trillion, but how do you pay for it? We're going to borrow it from China? We're going to borrow it from Russia? We're just going to print the money and devalue our current currency? That's not being talked about. The interest on the
And that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, that is 100% true in my opinion. It is not being talked about enough, but I am seeing people starting to simply question it. There's simply a lot of protesters and stuff like that, which to me is why people should have started off with the whole questioning it. And it's a simple fact of, if they can print an unlimited amount of money, why do people pay taxes? People are starting to think, what if they can print and print and print, why is world hunger still a thing? Why is this a thing? Why is that a thing? All the major problems in the world, people are questioning now why they do this, that and that, and it's good to see, in my opinion, because people are starting to open their eyes a bit more to the whole problem of the whole financial system. Being able to print an unlimited amount of money has very, very serious repercussions, and obviously with the fact that what's going on at the moment, something like this shouldn't even be allowed, but it is, and that's the thing. It's illegal to rob £2, £15, $100, but it's legal for the Fed to be able to print $100 trillion or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It just shouldn't be that way, but a simple fact of it is, and basically the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and cryptocurrency as a whole is the counteraction, in my opinion, to the corrupt system. If you are invested in cryptocurrency, you are effectively slowly taking yourself out of the corrupt system, and you are not funding or whatever to the corruption and the devastation that happens on a daily basis. Now, this is the last thing I want to show you before the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen. If you have liked anything I brought to you, don't forget to like, share or subscribe with the notification bell turned on. It does really help my channel out and I really appreciate it. If you are nervous or you are at all skeptical of the crypto market, which is understandable, but let me show you this video and hopefully it will give you a form of motivation. Remember, if you made it this far, I've said I've watched Bitcoin go to $4,000. I've basically, my portfolio has been worth nothing at one point, but I still carried on. I still stayed patient, and now it's basically the most profitable it's ever been. And I'm very, very happy for the patience that I have shown, and I hope you guys, no matter how low the price goes or whatever, your patience will reward you in time. It's a simple case of the government or whoever or whatever is happening trying to shake out the weak players in the game, and if you are not a weak player, then you will not sell unless you generally know that your cryptocurrency that you have picked is crap, basically. So this is the last thing I want to show you. I've showed it in a couple of my videos, and hopefully this will give you a form of motivation.
In the words of Satoshi, if Peter doesn't get it, I don't have time. But I do think that if Peter or others believe everything you just said, right, with 100% confidence, there is 0% chance that you could be wrong, you could be missing something, 0% chance that Bitcoin could be valuable, that it could be a new technology, a new trend, that it's a 0% chance that the millions of people who are currently buying and holding this are wrong. Don't buy any. Don't put it in your portfolio. Don't use it. But if there is even a 1% chance that you could be wrong, the odds, given that it is an asymmetric asset, mean that you will be kicking yourself forever for having known about this, spend all your time doing this, getting berated on the internet, and miss the opportunity. Yeah. And so if you're 100% confident that you're right and 0% possible that you're wrong, keep doing what you're doing. But if you think there's even 1% chance that you could be wrong, or that even if you are right theoretically, in practice something else is going to happen, then you have to get some exposure to it.
See, but that argument.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to show you that because it gave me a lot of motivation to stay strong in this market, and should hopefully give you a lot of motivation to stay strong in this market, purely because there is even 1% chance of you that believes that it could happen, the hype is real, everything like this, then you'll be kicking yourself for the rest of your life knowing that you heard about it and did not do anything about it. And that's the only form of motivation you can get, basically, in my opinion, because you will be. I've been in this space since late 2017, and I'm kicking myself that I wasn't in there earlier. And there is no convincing me now that cryptocurrency as a whole, even the technology that it brings, the blockchain, etc., there is nobody on this planet that convinced me that it is not going to come into play. The government, big names, etc., they've all decided to change their mind in the last 2 years, and it's just a bit coincidental now that they talked about through so much dirt under it, saying it's for terrorists, etc., but now it's finally getting realised as something big, and that is the only thing that you can ask for, because it just shows that it's not a scam. The whole market is not a scam. And do you honestly think if the market was a scam, as bad as that what they're saying it is, do you honestly think it would even be allowed in majority of countries? I personally don't, but it is something to question. So if you've enjoyed anything I've brought to you, ladies and gentlemen, a like, a subscribe, or any feedback does really help my channel out. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace.